their ticket to the finals. No good, and there's the game. And Team Dennis officially heads to the finals. Matchup is set. Joe D versus Dennis DeWeck in the ship 1 week from tonight. It's going to be a beauty.
Okay, guys, so we're actually here for a special edition of TNL Sit Down with the two finalists, Dennis and D. Simon, Captain Dennis and Coach, Manager / Player D. Simon. We're actually at the site of, we have outdoor season coming up. We're at the site of the main court of Hot Shot, and we're excited to get there, but there's one more game of unfinished business until we get there, and that's the TNL Final in 48 hours. We're extremely excited. And Dennis, why don't you tell me about your thoughts coming into Tuesday night? Before I get there, I want to just intro. This is Dennis's 4th final in 10 seasons of TNL. He's a mainstay in the finals. However, the ring has eluded him. He lost his first 3 finals. 2 of the 3 were with his current teammate, Little Dennis. 1 of them was with his current teammate, Sam Michon. So together on that team, there's a lot of unfinished business. And tell me what your thoughts are coming into the night.
So I think that's the theme for me personally, and the theme for a couple of guys on my team, unfinished business. The last 3 times we made to the finals, I would say we should have won each one of those 3 titles. I could easily be going for my 4th ring right now, but I'm only going for my 1st. But it's gonna only make it sweeter if we take it home. We're playing a rock solid team. They know us, we know them, and it's gonna be an epic battle.
Love it. Okay, and D, this is your first year in TNL. The captains voted you in. We thought you would bring a lot of value, and you have. Not only have you brought us value in your posts, and you're speaking about the Tahiti Blues, but I think you've been integral to your team in terms of a game planning aspect and just being a calming force for your team. And I think when you get in the game, every week you've gotten better and more comfortable, and you're hitting your shots, you're making the right plays, you're not letting guys leave you because you're always constantly moving, and you've been a real great, important part of your team. Talk about your thoughts coming into the finals.
Yeah, for me, it's amazing. It's really surreal, honestly, being in the final. I started this journey personally last August, July. I remember running around that Deal School field. I was so out of shape. I didn't play for 8-9 years, and just having the chance to now be on the court in some of these games with some of the atmospheres and the emotion, it's incredible. It really is. So it's really been surreal for me, just being able to be a part of it. Obviously coming full circle with Joey, having trained him and him winning, and then him going through his struggles, and then me deciding I'm going to go and put my work in, and now we're here together in the finals trying to get jewelry. So it really feels like everything's come full circle.
Unreal.
But for our team, man, it's been a fun journey. At the end of the day, there's playing with a team and showing up Tuesday nights, but I feel like with this team, it's really like lifelong relationships that I'm going to have with these guys. Like Yoni and I have put in work over Passover, and Teddy Sham and I do stuff off the court, and Sammy, we've been involved a lot talking, and obviously Joey and I are close, and Jonah, we almost ended up at a dinner at Essen, but just all these different things. It's been a great group, our team, our camaraderie. You had the chance to personally play with us.
I was going to say that, yeah.
So you can even touch on that when, in terms of just the way we feel and play off of each other.
Unreal. Yeah, so I filled in for Joey the last game of the season, and it was a pleasure. It really was a pleasure. The way the ball moved. I touched the ball after giving it up multiple times per possession. It was just a complete trust that you were going to get the ball back if you gave it up. But that's not the case in every team.
And you know what? And to that point, that's the difference. Every offensive player thinks when you give up the ball, you gave it up.
Yeah.
No. Everyone on our team believes when we're giving it up, we're going to get it back in a more advantageous position to attack the defense.
That.
Whether it's off a catch point, whether it's off a catch and shoot, whether it's off a cut. So we're not just giving the ball, give it up to get it back. So that's what's been great about our team, and Joey and Jonah also buying into that. There's been a selfless nature. And we grind, we dig, we claw. That's what we're about. But we know that, listen, we beat these guys twice in the season. They didn't have Jackie for one game. The first game he came a little late. So we're taking this with a grain of salt. We're playing a new team. We're playing the best duo in the league as far as we're concerned with Jackie and Dennis. So the task is tall. We got to be locked in. It's 44 minutes. But our team feels good as far as our emotions and what we've done and accomplished. We're happy. We really feel good about entering this game. But we know the task is tall and we got to be locked in.
For sure. Okay, so I'll bring it back to Dennis. Dennis, you drafted it on draft day. Now everybody's like, wow, you have the best team, But I remind everybody on draft day, you drafted 3 guys who were coming off maybe their worst seasons of their TNL careers in Little Dennis, Sam Michon, and Mike Haddad. Then you drafted a rookie in Sammy Shabbat and another rookie in Jackie Haber. We knew we were going to get with Jackie Haber. Right. So talk about your roster construction and then talk about your journey to get here as a number 1 seed, really cruising all season.
Well, going into the draft, there was no chance anybody else was taking Jackie Haber. I came in saying if I had to play 2-on-5, I was playing 2-on-5. I thought Dennis had, a little bit of a down year, but if you look at recent history, anytime he has a down year, he always comes back with a vengeance.
With you.
With me, yeah. I draft him all the time, so. Yeah. And then Sam Michon. Sam Michon was, a guy that's, fits the part. You look at him, the guy's ripped, chiseled. He comes to play every night. He's a little cuckoo, but
that's why we love him.
That's why we love him. And he's also tasked with taking the best player every night, which is not easy. And he still has.
He's up for the task.
He's up for the task, and he still has to put buckets in on the other end, which we love him for. And then we also have Mike Haddad. Mike Haddad, if you go onto the league website and see all the teams that I've won, Mike Haddad has been there.
He has 3 rings.
He has 3 rings. He was with us in Hot Shot last year.
Right.
So he has that championship pedigree. I know what he brings. And also, to his credit, he was gone for 6 weeks with an injury. He came back and gave
us great minutes.
Gave us great minutes
in the semifinals.
Great minutes. And then you have my brother Sammy Shabbat, who,
Jackie's absence.
And Jackie's
really
absence stepped up. We didn't have to, try and go get another guy. I gave the keys to Sammy and he delivered.
Even had a player of the week.
Had a player of the week.
Oh yeah.
He definitely put the league on notice this
year. He's a dazzling player when he's hot.
Yeah, he's one of the most gifted offensive players in the league
and skilled.
Yeah, and skilled, and he's definitely going to be a mainstay for years to come.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so D, you guys had an interesting journey as a team. You started out really hot. You guys beat Mo D, you beat Dennis.
And we lost to Mo D.
You lost to Mo D. Then you lost to Mo D first game, then you beat Dennis, you beat Piton. You guys went on a nice run, you were 4-1. And then you guys went into a skid. And then you guys got back to your winning ways, and then you lost Joey for the last 5 games of the season and went 4-1 in his absence. So talk about that whole journey that you guys went throughout the year.
Incredible.
And about the team and the makeup of the team.
No, for sure. As far as draft, Joey and I were talking draft night, and obviously, him and I were intertwined. And, Joey did a great job. There's some things that we had talked about. We wanted to get the anchor in Jonah, so we secured that anchor. He was very keen on Jonah. And then Teddy Shama, in terms of being a lockdown defender, we had sort of talked about that. But Joey really drafted most of those guys. He wanted Teddy and Sammy. He put together a really good draft.
Joey, after 4 years of really poor drafts, I can't just say all those missed playoffs are on him, because they are on him in a different way, not on the court, off the court. I really think he had some really awful drafts where he lost the season before the season even started.
Right. His team, correct, and you're right. But his team last season, Arazi, there was too much talent on that team to be that bad. Arazi, Sand.
It's more construction than talent. And I think that he came in with a real strategy this time, and he got guys who complement each other, not only him, but each other. And obviously it worked out great. You guys were the 2 seeds, so continue.
No, absolutely. So we started hot. We were 4-1, lost 3 in a row, and then won 5 of 6 to close to go 9-5. So it was really an upside down, topsy-turvy type of season. But throughout, for us, it's always been about how we defend, how we rebound, and how we communicate. It's that energy. And we lost a little bit of that in the middle of our way. We got routed by Mo D one game. We also lost we lost tough games. Joey had a buzzer beater that rattled out against Doliak. We lost in OT.
The Gwindy game.
We had the Gwindy game.
It was overtime, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Jonah had 2 free throws. Obviously, it
he
happened.
never
To seal the
misses.
game.
To go up 3 with 13 seconds left, which then could have allowed fouling situations, but it happens. You live and die. Jonah's one of our best players, and it's fine, you know. But he missed those 2. We ended up losing that game, lost that game in overtime, and then lost a tight one to Mo D down the stretch. So really, there's 2 or 3 games there, just like every other team. But we could have really finished 11-3, and then obviously losing Joey. But Tico was a really a great sub. But for us, it's really been about, you know, it's a great journey. Our guys are playing together. Yoni really doing his thing, and Jonah and Joey really playing off of each other. Like, even if you look at the first half of our game last week, Jonah had 13 or 15 in the first half.
Joey was quiet till the last 2 threes of the first half.
And then he
just went off in the second half.
And then when it came down late, Jonah gets a finish. Jonah hits
Big.
2 free throws. So those guys have really been playing off each other so well.
On that note, I was in your huddle when you guys needed a bucket for the win. It was a tie game, I think, and you guys ran an interesting play. You had Jonah at the top of the key with Joey Dan coming around the curl for a handoff. Is that design where, like, Jonah basically, he's going to decide if
wants to
he's ready
attack
for
or
Joey to go? Because who's the closer on the team? People want to know.
It could change. You let those 2. You know, at the end of the
Right.
day, when it came to huddle, those 2, and I think even in the huddle, we can go back. I think Jonah did say to Joey, you know, let's run it for you.
Right.
So we'll let those 2 guys play off each other and make their decisions. It's going
Love
to be
it.
in one of their hands, no
go
doubt. But
wrong.
yeah, you know, and then there's the unsung heroes like, you know, Sammy and Teddy. You know, Sammy's really been a real, like, everyone always says me, but it's really not. It's also him. He's a steady, calming voice throughout the week in the pre-games,
very
and then during
engaged.
the game. And he's so selfless.
We love guys like that.
That's what's also been great about us as a team. Like, for me personally, I'm not going to start mentioning it, but I felt like Deal lost their way a bit with their subbing last week. And I thought that
It can
there
get
was...
very complicated in some
Correct. And I thought that there wasn't a
And I thought
selfless
Dennis
nature.
handled that really well last week and all season, and I think you guys have a team where you guys understand if a guy's hot, if a guy has a good fit for that specific matchup.
I've done it
you
in
guys
times
go
this
with
year.
it.
I've been on the bench, and my guys, they're rolling on a 14-2 run.
You don't know
I'm
how
kicking
important.
back and I'm enjoying. Let's just go get a ring. I don't
You don't
care.
know how important
That's what
that
it's
is
about.
That's what it's about.
for everybody. That's a huge thing we talk about in the captain's chat all the time. It's a major thing. And Sammy Shama on his wedding day, congrats.
Right.
He's one of the
Brooke
best.
Sam.
He's one of the best in that regard. He was on my team last year, and he was like, Joe, whatever the team needs, I will do. I'm all in.
Yeah.
So he's great.
And that's what I would say about our team. Sum up one word, it's selfless. It really is.
Love it. Okay, so now we're going to have you guys talk about each other's teams. Then, one of the finals games that we spoke about was against Joey D. It was a great game, back and forth. Joey D ended up pulling it out.
Round
Talk
2
about
for them.
Yep.
playing against him again in the final, and then talk about the team that you're going up against.
It's definitely nice to have a nice revenge game, a couple of years later. He had my cat at the time. My cat had a great game at that game. To rewind to that game, we started out hot. I think everybody on the sideline was, ready to congratulate me, and then Joey, came, I would say, with about 8-9 minutes left in the first half, got hot, brought his team all the way back, got the lead, and then it was a neck-and-neck battle for the rest of the game. They beat us by 2. And then you alluded to unfinished business. Jonah has major unfinished business from last season. He was 1 second away from a title. One of the best finishes I've ever seen in my life. And he was on the losing end of that.
A buzzer beater.
Buzzer beaters.
Actually, in
Yeah,
overtime,
in overtime,
of a final.
In overtime and final of one of the most improbable plays ever.
Yeah.
That was why.
Mike passing that ball to
Passing that
Nachmias.
ball, the finish was probably the most underrated
And
part
Jonah
of the
was
play.
incredible
So
in that he was really one of the
So
only
true.
guys to
Yeah.
show
The
up on
angle
both
was
The
teams.
angle, the catch,
Yeah.
to put it in softly, he couldn't lay it in. It was very tough.
And Jonah was money that night. He was
Yeah.
the one who got all the buckets. He got to the line when
was
they needed.
special
He
down
was
the
he
stretch.
was the guy.
Yeah.
He's a money man.
He's a money
Yeah.
man, and their team is loaded. Another player that I love, Teddy Shama. Teddy Shama, I would say 3-4 years ago, no offense, was almost teetering out of the league, and today he is
We talk about it.
the number one.
He's sought out right now.
He's the glue guy that every
the
captain
number one
wants
glue guy
on their
in
team.
the league. He's hitting his shots. He's a rebounder. He could defend 1 to 4 or 5.
Finishes it on the break. He
he's-
listens. He's
yeah.
just He's a great, valuable piece, and
Yeah,
that's
and
a
he
testament
boards.
to him and his work that he put in.
Yep.
And that goes to all the young guys who feel like maybe I'm not a fit for the league, I'm not getting there, not getting to that level. Teddy did it.
Teddy put his head down
It's
and
role
just,
play. It's also understanding
Of course.
role play.
Yep.
I heard actually a great quote that Isaiah Hartenstein said on the Knicks. He goes, every guy in the NBA can do a lot more than what you're seeing on the floor.
Right.
The guys who make the money, who aren't the superstar players, are the guys who accept their role and excel in their role.
Right.
And Teddy, all the kavod to him for doing that.
And then, and then you have Yoni. Yoni, I can sit here for an hour
Your
talking about
hot shot
Yoni.
teammate.
My hot shot teammate. He saved the day with the rebound, the reverse. He was amazing all day. He's
The missed free throw rebound.
the missed free throw rebound. He, he could do it all. He's 6'6". I look up to him. He's long. He could handle the rock. He could go in the post. He could finish. He could shoot the three. So he's a matchup nightmare for anybody. And then you have D. D, I sit next to you on the bench a few times, like during your games, and I just like to hear what you have to say. And a couple of things we've said in the captain chat, aside for your film work and all that stuff, is, and you're hitting the open shot. Anytime, let's say you're missing the open shot, you took 2 or 3 in a row. You move the ball, get into the right spot. I think that's a very, very underrated skill that you have. You just make the offense move in a cohesive way when, let's say a guy's not guarding you or anything. You don't stagnate the offense, which is a major
There's
thing
much more
in this
to
league.
an EFO than just hitting the open shot.
Correct.
For all you guys watching
Correct.
out there.
You set that screen. You get the ball. It moves right away. You get into the lane, pass it out, and it's really a testament to the work you put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so D, you talk about Dennis's team and your thoughts coming into the matchup.
I'll start from the backside and work up to the front. Let's start with the kid. He's electric, man. Sammy Shabbat, he is electric.
They guard him a couple of times.
That's the one time. He left me somewhere out there. He definitely did.
You're not the first, not the last.
So, and I personally took it upon myself. I said, when I'm on the court, I'm face guarding him. He's not touching me. Like, I ain't letting that kid touch the ball.
His best defense on him is to deny him the
Correct.
ball.
He's electric. So, he really has some bag to him.
He could put you on the top 10.
For sure. Yeah, he'll do that quickly. Loves to get to the mid-range. Loves to play off the right. So the kid can really play, and he pulls up really well off the right hand, which you don't see as much. Right? You see usually guys come and pull up well off the left hand because it's easier to get into pocket. He's really good pulling up off his right hand. So it's almost as if you want to force him left because he'll step back a little bit going off the left. But I won't give you the full scouting. But he can really play. Love his game. Love his future. Happy. Good for him. It's good for him being in the league and showing out. Mike had his most underrated quality on the court. Everyone wants to talk about his shooting. That kid goes after it on the glass. He goes after it.
He had a
Face
few
in it.
big ones.
He'll stick his face into something. He don't care. I love that about him. And he's just the guy that'll get you extra possessions. Hit some shots. Yeah, you hope Mike's gonna hit some shots.
He had a big shot. He hit the biggest shot of the game last week.
When he's hitting shots, then it adds a whole nother element. So I love what Mike brings. He's going to bring his toughness and his grit. And just like you said, in terms of being able to find the right spots on the court, he moves well without the ball. So Mike's been there. He's done that. Experience. Moving on from him. No
Your
secrets.
trainee, your prodigy.
That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Sam Bo meets Nishon. That's my guy, man. Sam, really proud of him, man. I'm telling you, the work that this kid's put in since last June. I know I put him on the court. I was texting Dennis at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
I said, Dennis, the reps don't cheat. You can't cheat the reps, man. The reps are going to show out eventually.
You did say that.
I always said that, and I always believe that. And when I train people, it's always about that. It's not about the make or the miss. It's about the rep. And every rep is another chance to recalibrate. Are you low? Are you getting your footwork right? Are you getting to your spot? Is your elbow tucked? How's your follow through? There's 7-8 layers to every rep, and everyone's looking at the make or the miss. Worry about the mechanics and the steps. And Sam's done that for the last 7 or 8 months, and that's why things have started to fall into place for him. Early on in the season, he was so hell-bent on results. Results. It's not about results. And
Great lesson.
and now he's starting to really see it, and I'm happy for him, man. I think he played great basketball this season. Regardless of what happens on Tuesday night, one game or one moment doesn't, define that. He played excellent ball all year, so I'm happy for him. Little D, man. Little D, he's a talent, man. He's like talent in a bottle. It really comes down to drive and heart and fight and will, and I question that sometimes in him. And he knows that. We've talked about that. When he's bringing his heart and his will and his fight, you're in trouble. Because when he's making second effort plays, that's when he's a difference maker.
Absolutely.
Getting on the offensive glass, making the extra rotation on defense, identifying a box out from a cutting wing. When he's doing these little things, that's when he really goes to another dimension. You know what he's going to bring from the catch and shoot, the pick and pop, or the seal in the post.
Great finisher too.
Right, yeah, those are his three, So Little D can play, man. He's so immensely talented. For him, it just always comes down to work ethic, commitment, and just passion and giving it all every possession down the floor, whether it's offense or defense. Jackie Haber. I mean, my goodness, all the superlatives have probably already been exhausted on him for the last few years. He's got everything, man. He'll hit you with a crossover pull-up. He'll go with a step back. He'll get to his mid-range. Then he'll power you to the hoop and finish over people.
Oh, the Yamaka and Cicina.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. His motor's unbelievable. And then after he makes a shot, he's picking you up full court. So
Underrated.
That's what's so amazing by him. His two-way level ability, man, is he in shape. He's in shape.
Young legs.
He's the best player. Pound for pound, Jackie Haber's the best player out there.
In the league.
He's the best player out there right now, yes, in the league. And I know people will make the claim, Mo D, but you know what?
Pound for pound.
When you look at his skill, correct, and that's why I said pound for pound. It's like AI, pound for pound, AI is top 5 all time. When you look at 6 foot, soaking wet, 150 pounds, but obviously in a big game, you'll take, Mo, but Jackie Haber, his bag, his handles, the skill work, and then his ability to also get you in the pick and roll. I mean, for us, that's going to be a big thing, and identifying pick and roll coverages with him. So he's special, and he's a great player to just watch, be out there, always plays with respect, always plays with, he does it right, man. He'll beat you, but he won't mock you, he'll shake your hand, but don't be fooled, he'll get gritty, he'll get tough, and he'll get in your face if he has to.
Oh yeah.
He does have
Definitely.
that. He does have that.
He's competitive. He's a competitive fire.
Yeah, he does have that. There's no doubt. Lastly, moving on to the big dog. The Double D. Dennis and I have, much admiration, respect, in terms of just how much we talk ball, chop it up. In terms of knowledge and understanding of the game, there's not too many people that I'd give as much respect to as I would to Dennis in terms of just knowing the game. And I'm definitely not too thrilled getting a revengeful, a spiteful, an angry Dennis. And it seems like the calendar year has been aligned for him with, masking the demons here, taking out the skeletons from the closet. As sunset begins to fall here, there's an eerie feeling I'm having here, thinking about 7:23 and Hot Shot coming just right around the corner, and that'll be special. But just thinking about him being able to, and I was so happy.
Get that monkey off his back.
I was so happy for him being able to do that
You gotta
last
get some new
year.
material for the sideline now.
How many times could I say he hasn't won in a decade? But winning 4 and 5 years, then not winning a decade, finally winning now, the calendar year. So I'm looking forward. At the end of the day, you got to embrace these moments, and someone who coaches and stuff like that, you got to embrace these moments. You got to love them. I'm
so jealous of both of you.
Having the chance to be able to match up against someone like him, someone who I've talked ball to for the last decade. The last time Dennis and I squared up on a court where it actually meant something. No. All right. First, we played against Stella, and I wiped you guys in that game. That was a wipeout.
You
That was
did,
the
in
best
the semis?
performance of my.
Semis.
That was the best performance of my basketball.
went-
We
you
went
went nuts.
18-2. I went nuts. All right. Then we played in that crazy game, the cross game, by the Larch, by the Valley Forge. You guys were up 19-7.
Oh, we beat you
Yeah, 19-7.
in the shul
I
shul
hit
tournament.
I hit 3 straight threes.
Oh.
The game's going nuts. 19-19.
Well,
we had
was
ball.
the semis or the
Insane.
finals?
Finals. It was
Finals.
insane.
You guys were up like 20-7. We made it 8
That was
points. We
insane.
had ball.
3 in the semis.
We
Big
had
game.
ball.
Yes.
He
And I hit
went-
the game
You hit
winner.
the game winner, yeah.
Yes.
I said,
You
Dennis,
hit the game winner from the
if
left
you hit me,
wing.
I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah.
From this left wing.
Right there.
Yes.
You got doubled, boom, hit.
I'll never forget.
That's a
Gabe
good-
Abadi gave me a dribble handoff, and we turned it over on game point. You came down and hit the jumper for the.
You know, I had that tape somewhere hidden.
I know.
You had a couple of buckets. You took it out of the net
Right.
and went boom. You-
And then,
Yeah.
And then we had a battle here at Hot Shot quarterfinals.
Yes,
I beat
yes.
you. So that's the last time I
Hot
played
Shot,
Dennis.
you beat me?
No, it was
Oh.
Joe, Beta Red,
beat me.
Oh, he beat you.
Richie,
Oh, wow.
Freddie
Steve.
Man. It was a real
Like
team.
What a crazy team.
Crazy team. Him, Beta Red, Richie, Freddie Man.
Daniel
It was-
Beta.
I won that year?
It was me,
What
Rob.
year was
That was
Crossed.
you, Sally Towel, Holla. You won that year.
that? Oh,
with
no,
that
no. I lost in the Hala, I lost in the semis.
It wasn't
No,
that year.
It wasn't that
He
year.
didn't win that year. I don't think he won
So,
that year.
Hala, I lost in the semis with. It was me, Mook,
I think it was like the Gwindy year or the Mark.
No, you had Sally Towel on your team.
No.
Sally Towel year. We won with Farka
Yeah,
and
you won.
Zudi.
Dude, you guys, it wasn't a win. You guys absolutely destroyed us and ran us off this court 18-2. That's the last time you and I played a game of any value. That was 11 years ago. So,
Nice to have you back.
All right.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm coming and I want
Let's
something.
do it, guys.
It was.
But, yeah, I'm excited. Man.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I can't
It's
wait.
gonna be an epic battle.
It's going to be a fun one. We hope everybody can make it. And
Get your popcorn. I mean, this
get your
is a game.
popcorn ready. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna be
almost every playoff game, all 3 out of 4, and Gwindy made it exciting for a moment, have been like classics,
Yeah.
like instant classics. So
Yeah.
come to the gym because something amazing is going to happen. Can't wait. Can't wait, boys.
See you Tuesday.